Just before we came on air, there's a lot of new information coming in, so the story keeps evolving. Let me tell you the Iranian side of the story first. As you'll remember, yesterday they said that that explosion was caused by two suitcases laden with explosives that were detonated remotely. Now State TV is saying that investigators here in Iran believe that suicide bombers probably carried out the attack yesterday during the commemoration for Qasem Soleimani. A report by IRNA, which is State TV here, quoted an unnamed official informed source saying that surveillance footage from the route of the commemoration at Kerman's Martyr Cemetery clearly showed a male suicide bomber detonating explosives, adding that a second blast probably came from another suicide bomber, but they're still trying to determine that. The report also said that the bomber probably chose the location because they couldn't get inside the security perimeter for the commemoration. Now, right after this report came out, Andrea, on the Islamic State's group's official Telegram channel, they suddenly claimed responsibility for the attack. They said that two suicide bombers with explosive belts detonated themselves 10 minutes apart in the middle of the crowd and killed almost 100 people, and they took great pride in the fact that they had killed 100 Shias. Now, obviously, as you'll remember, almost immediately after the attack yesterday, Iranian officials were pointing the finger at Israel, saying that this was an Israeli-American operation and that they were going to seek revenge against them doing this. Now, as you quite correctly mentioned, this doesn't fit the Israeli MO. They have done a lot of targeted assassinations in Iran. They've taken out nuclear scientists, senior military figures. They've done it with lethal precision, and they've never done these sort of mass casualty attacks. So it doesn't fit what they would do, but nonetheless, the Iranians keep saying that it's the Israelis, that they're going to get revenge on the Israelis, and so far they haven't even mentioned anything, officials here, about the Islamic State group. Andrea?
Ali Arouzi, it's so valuable to have you there. Thank you very much for being in Tehran for us today. And we head now to Beirut, Lebanon, of course, where NBC News chief international correspondent Keir Simmons. Keir, Ali has certainly set the stage. Hezbollah, another branch of an Iranian-backed group, and in the government, they're in the parliament. They're not an outside terror group. They're running Lebanon.
That's right, Andrea. And yet at the same time, I think it's interesting to note, and former Israeli government officials have pointed out to me today that Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, has had multiple opportunities to launch a full-scale war, if you like, with Israel in the months since the October the 7th massacre inside Israel. And he hasn't done it, despite a fiery speech last year. And again now making a speech describing the assassination of that Hamas leader here in Lebanon as a crime that will not go unpunished. And those former Israeli officials suggesting to me that it's not that it should be noted that attack here happened after those months of there not being a dramatic escalation on Israel's northern border, and that no one from Hezbollah was hit during that strike. So what I think that tells us is that the Israelis will have made a kind of a risk calculation, if you like, about whether this was possible. Certainly, it's clear that the Israelis' long history of targeting their enemies anywhere in the world continues, but Lebanon is a place where they feel more able to act, if you like, than I think some other places where Hamas is, for example, in Qatar.
And Keir, in terms of any more rocket fire from the north, from Hezbollah towards Israel, there had been exchanges, but as you point out, it's been contained pretty much.
That's right. I mean, that doesn't mean, though, of course, that there won't be something happen. I mean, every day that there's this high tension, there's a risk that something happens that leaves both sides or one side feeling it has to act. And we did have almost 10 Hezbollah fighters killed in clashes with the Israelis in the last 24 hours. So there are clashes, but it seems to be being maintained. I would just say, you know, the Houthis' attacks on shipping, we're just hearing now that they've used a one-way one-way unmanned sea drone to try to attack ships across Israel on the other side there in the Red Sea. Well, that is having real impact, and again, that is of course a group that is backed by Iran.